waiting for. Please welcome the Pelbros Podcast.
Yo. What's up, my Pelbros family, my Pelbros hood people, my whole Pelbros hood G's units in the house. We see you checking in as per usual. It's your boy Ryan DW featuring my boy.
Yo, James here.
Yeah, we're here, we're kicking it. You know how it is, we're just chilling by the streets of Sydney. It's a Saturday night, is it not, James?
Yes, it's a cold as fuck Saturday night.
Yeah, bro, it's cold in these fucking streets, bro. They don't know shit about that, man. Don't tell them about that shit. We keep going.
Yeah, deep in the playoffs now, but it's probably been about 2 weeks since we did the last episode, so we decided to drop some content. Some massive news, week in the NBA this week. I think everybody's shook one way or another, even if depending on what team you are, it doesn't matter. But a lot of stuff coming out from the NBA today, so we'll just recap a lot of that. Some news coming out from the Pelicans, which is probably what you're here for.
Yeah,
so
boy.
We'll definitely touch on that first, and then there's a lot going on with the playoffs at the moment.
Yeah, playoffs have been tight.
Yeah, Western Conference Finals have been wrapped up, or not wrapped up, but determined on who's going to play, and then we've got the Eastern Conference Finals coming soon with Bucks and Nets and Philly and Atlanta still to play. So yeah, you know where to check us out. You've been listening to us this whole time, so appreciate you. Shout out to you guys.
Shout out.
But check us out on our channels, Instagram at Pelbros, YouTube Pelbros Podcast. We're soon dropping more content. It's waiting for the off season before there's a lot of hype around the playoffs right now. No one's going to care about Pelicans related stuff. But
that's true.
Definitely, when off season rolls around, I'm gonna get more content coming out. Pelbros.com for everything else. But
yeah, boy.
Yeah. Anything else from yourself, Ryan? How's your week been?
It's been splendid, I guess. And I've been blessed enough to be watching at least 3 amazing fucking games in the playoffs. This playoffs.
Yeah, not only amazing games you were talking about it before, but like just amazing performances, right? Like goated performances from multiple players. It's been awesome.
Man speaks the truth.
But yeah, how about we jump into, let's chat Pelicans first, Got a bunch of news coming out this week. Let's start with, what did we hear first? I think we heard first about the Zion being unhappy. Let's just jump into that.
I didn't hear about that part first. I heard about the what do you call it? Mr. Stan Van Gundy deciding to part ways with the Pelicans organization. AK, you got fired, bitch.
Yeah, true. I mean, we can jump into that, Stan. After only one season, it's decided to mutually part ways.
So they say.
Got sacked. David Griffin pulling the plug after just the one season with him. I think welcome news for a lot of Pelicans fans. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, but like I was saying to James before we started recording, because believe it or not, but we actually do have communication outside of these fucking episodes. But basically, I was saying to James, that's one thing on the checklist, on the to-do list, right? The Pelicans to-do list is fire Stan Van Gundy, and then the big one, which is the main priority, get the fucking rid of Eric Bledsoe. I don't know. I don't give a shit how you do it. Just get rid of him,
Yeah, I mean, I'd feel sorry for any coach that comes in and we haven't made moves on, whether it's Bledsoe, whether it's Adams, whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember halfway through the season, we had already been talking about the whole fire Stan Van Gundy thing, especially during that rough stretch that we had, the few rough stretches we had in the regular season. So
yeah, few. That's a brilliant way to say it. Yes.
Who knows? I feel like we may have caught it early, but yeah, look, Stan just not being an optimal fit for this team, and just I guess his coaching style not rubbing off well on the players. A lot of stuff coming out, obviously post this firing or whatever you want to call it. But stuff like Stan had always opted to prefer to play the veterans, aka Eric Bledsoe. So apparently he copped a lot of heat for that, and it was actually David Griffin who pushed to get guys like Nickel and Jackson Hayes a lot more minutes.
Yeah.
So a bit concerning there that he was a bit stubborn in his way, and for whatever reason wanting to play Eric Bledsoe even though he was fucking trash.
Bro, there's money behind it. There's money behind it, bro. There's a conspiracy.
Yeah, it could be. And the other thing is, I don't know if you saw it.
What's up,
Ryan? But apparently him and Brandon Ingram weren't getting along, and
I seen that. Yeah,
Ingram wasn't too happy, and look, you're talking about your second All-Star player here, the guy who's gonna your second guy for the franchise for the next 5 years. You got to make him happy. So yeah, definitely Stan's probably more traditional way and of coaching, and and everything has probably failed to get these guys on board. These
probably
young,
just not suited for today's NBA.
yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Or even he's not a great player manager, and it's probably something we needed. I think a lot of the guys talked highly of Alvin as being like a good player manager, or like at least they had good relationships with him. And
yeah, that's true.
Probably Stan didn't have the same effect as Alvin from last year, but
especially because JJ Redick fucking got traded away too. If anything, JJ Redick would have been the guy to vouch for fucking Stan, right?
Yeah, 100%. And even then, he left on a super bad note, super sour note.
Exactly.
Again, I don't know whether that has anything to do with Stan, the JJ Redick situation. That's probably more like a front office situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously the guy who vouched for him. Remember when Stan first got hired, JJ spoke really highly of him because he had coached him at Orlando. So yeah, it's kind of funny to see the team that we had at the start of the season, of this kind of miserable season, has all kind of come crumbling down now and broken down. But yeah, I mean, any final words on this or any final thoughts?
All I want to say, because you brought up the thing about Jackson Hayes and Nickeil getting minutes, like more minutes later down the stretch of the season. Bro, whenever they were on, they were killing it. Like Jackson Hayes was having like a season for whatever we could see, and then Nickeil was freaking just taking over games too.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting to see. I mean, I've seen some comments and some people talk about how maybe they improved over time because they had to kind of earn their minutes.
Yeah,
so I can kind of see a bit of validation there. But the fact that I think we did start Bledsoe, I think 75 games throughout the whole season, which is pretty much all the games or something. Yeah, it's just not good enough. So very disappointing season, 34-41 record. But I no doubt if he had a good relationship with the players, I think he would have stayed on for at least another year.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we signed him on for a few years on the contract, so he'll still be getting paid, but he's just gone. He's gone.
Part of the last thing I want to say is, can you hear me eating these like peanuts? By the way, like, can you hear that?
Yeah, no, I can.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, what about now?
Yeah, I can still hear you, mate.
What? Fucking hell. Okay. No, I'm not gonna eat too many peanuts then, because I was like just eating peanuts the entire time. I was like, shit, is the microphone getting that or not?
Anything else? Any final words before probably move on to
just
talk about?
Let's get rid of Bledsoe. That's all I can say, bro.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. Okay, moving on. The other news that came out for the Pels, and probably another slight concern, I'd say, was a bunch of rumors or reports coming out about Zion's family members being unhappy. So I'm not sure if it's clear if it's Zion specifically, but there's talk about how he's got family members, whether who the fuck knows, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters.
Uncle Dennis. It's Uncle Dennis.
Best friends and stuff. A report out that they're not happy with the situation with the Pelicans and they want him to be on a bigger market team. And again, we're seeing, like you mentioned, the whole Uncle Dennis situation in Kawhi. The same thing happening here in terms of just, I guess, people in young superstars' ears, right? Like family members who probably don't know what they're talking about. Don't care about. All they care about is money and the stardom, right?
True.
And I think their main concern is around getting him into a bigger market team. I know a few names have been thrown out. I've heard New York thrown out of there and stuff. And obviously, teams in like the West and like the Lakers are always going to be most of those prominent markets. But yeah, it kind of sucks to see this, considering this is only Zion's first official season or full season. Last year, we know he was injured. Sorry, the first season, his rookie season, we know he was injured for a lot of it. What are your thoughts on this, Ryan? And rumors on his unhappiness?
I think I saw something. I don't know if it's like on a post or it was like people's opinion on it, but basically, I could sympathize. Like even if it was true, these rumors, because that's what they are. Even if it was true, I could sympathize with Zion because you're there and you're seeing like your boys Ja Morant in the playoffs. You're seeing RJ Barrett in the New York Knicks in the playoffs, and then here you are not in the playoffs. So it would get rough.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, and we know from Zion's personality, all he does is want to win.
Yeah.
But I think my biggest takeaway from this was like how much this kind of stuff sucks for like us small market teams.
Yeah, true.
And obviously for us being fans for it. So, when it comes to small market teams, all you want to do is be able to draft, a generational player or a really strong talent, and then, use them to carry the franchise for the next few years. And we've seen that happen successfully on other teams. And the fact that this can happen, we've only really been given 2 years, and like maybe it's more like 1.5 years for Zion, and yet rumors already coming out that he's unhappy and stuff. So
Yeah, but
how
bro,
quickly
uh,
how quickly do these superstars kind of expect to kind of start winning, right?
yeah,
And start winning well.
yeah, but James, I'll tell you something, bro. It's going off of exactly what you're saying, bro. We're a small market, yeah. So that's why there's even more reason to, this is just fucking rumors. Anyone could fucking make this up, And who benefits the most from it? The people that are in the bigger markets. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I mean that's true.
As I'm saying, they could just be putting this out there to kind of like demoralize the situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, definitely some potential tinfoil going on here. But
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
in the end, I also think when you ask who's like the biggest benefit, it's definitely like family. Like they just want them endorsements. They want those extra houses. If Zion's got
Greedy
that
families,
extra New York money, New York market money, he's gonna be shouting people houses, shouting his boys, cars, sneakers, whatever it is they want. So yeah, I think there's just a lot of again, just a lot of player influence at the moment. Hopefully Zion is smart enough to kind of reject that nonsense, but definitely, yeah, I don't completely sympathize with players, but I think there's a extent to where, if you get drafted and you've been signed on a contract, you've definitely got to see out that contract. Give franchises a few years to kind of build and kind of build up. Look at, I think a good example that was thrown out was Devin Booker. So he had a few miserable seasons with the Suns. I think they were, coming last for most of his kind of debut to his career. And then look at them now in the Western Conference Finals. Obviously, they had to get CP3 for that, but they're killing it. And, they actually have a legitimate chance to go to the finals. So, yeah, I mean, all I can say is give it a bit of time. But, these rooks, bro, they can't just be there for 2 years and then expect to kind of jet and be out and get out of there.
My 2 cents with this situation is a bit different to you. My thing is that it's just fucking fake news. It's bullshit. I don't believe, it's bullshit. I'm dismissing it completely. It's like bullshit story.
Fair enough. No, that's fair. It's probably a good way to think about it. Otherwise, you get too caught up in the news cycle.
Yeah, because as if there's even going to be these kind of talks until maybe after the end of next season. Because after next season, we'll kind of see if because the next season should be a big kind of okay, what the fuck are we doing now? We got these fucking pieces. We got rid of this motherfucker. We're cleaning up the team a bit better. Next season should be good. I reckon. But what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the next season, if it's still fucking shit, then these kind of bullshit rumors or whatever kind of thing, then we can kind of put onto the plate. We can start talking. But right now, get the fuck out of here. No, that's bullshit.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, it will be interesting. I think next season would definitely be, no matter what, a challenge. Obviously, you could bring in a new coach, and the fact that it doesn't seem like we can get any consistency. Yeah, who knows? Let's see what happens. Hopefully, we bring in someone competent.
We need to bring back Gentry, bro. It's the only way, bro. It's the only way. And we're gonna bring. We gotta trade pieces. Let's get rid of Bledsoe. Let's get Solomon Hill back. Fuck, but we'd probably have to give Bledsoe and like 2 draft picks, won't we, for Solomon Hill?
Mate, if they actually did any of that, they'd lose 90% of the fan base. For sure.
But I mean, at the rate they're going, they may as well fucking do it just to fuck.
That's true. Already losing 50% of the fan base. At current state.
You even got these fucking bullshit rumors. That's how weak of a fucking market we are. They can just start these bullshit rumors and be like, yeah, fuck it. It's the same fucking narrative that's fucking stirring up again. I think you sent me a screenshot of what do you call it? Oh my god, Nola's doing so shit. We're gonna relocate it. It's the same shit that happened. They were talking this shit up last year or 2 years ago or something. So get fucked. You know what I mean? It's not happening, bro.
Yeah, bunch of I think I saw an article about how that relocation thing, and then I think Gail Benson, is that her name? I forgot her name. She came out and she's like, oh, I'm dedicated to this. I don't plan on moving. But I mean, again, a lot of people talk for the cameras, and they could say, they're not going to relocate. A
lot of that shit, you don't have to. You have to take with even more of a grain of salt. That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
But what I'm saying though is that we're a small market team, so I feel as if a lot of this shit, I'm hearing, it's just why the fuck do these people keep pushing us to freaking relocate? Did we say anything that we wanted to relocate? Bro, we were just in the playoffs and fucking, had a crazy fucking, we swept Portland and shit. That just happened a second ago. We've just been unlucky with some injuries. Otherwise, we could be a really, really fucking major fucking team. Isn't that not true, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think the biggest thing about that relocation thing, it's going to stem from success, right? If you just continually don't see success for another few seasons, you're going to be the team that gets picked on as the one that's going to relocate. And,
yeah. Like we're gonna
you know,
be picked on, but that relocation shit is just same kind of shit. Fake news is bullshit. Like what we were saying with all the rumors and stuff. But we can move on if you wish from this topic.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think that kind of sums up, I think, Pelicans news for this week. It was pretty funny waking up every day and then they'll drop some crazy NBA news and be like, what the fuck? And like, I just get a screenshot from you and it'd be like, Stan's gone or whatever. And then
I remember I sent that to you at like fucking 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, and it's like, I'll wake up in the morning, because I'll wake up at like 6 or 7 and I'll see some bullshit because then that's like during the day for them. So they're dropping all these news and it'll be like, whatever, CP3's got COVID or whatever, or someone's been injured, Kawhi's been injured, he's out, fucking whatever, Kemba's been traded, all that stuff. So crazy fucking news.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's move on to. Should we just move on to general news this week, or do you want to talk about the playoffs first?
What do you mean by general news then? Like like Kemba and shit like that? What are you talking about?
Or like CP3 getting COVID.
Oh yeah.
Bit of news about Luka being like unhappy and shit.
Yeah.
Probably don't have to go too deep into that. And then also Kawhi injury. I think that's a big one as well.
Because that Kawhi injury will lead into the playoffs.
Yeah, true. Let me see what else there was.
I guess we can talk about the CP3 injury also. Or not injury, CP3 vacation during, what do you call it? Like when we talk about the playoffs too.
Yeah, true. I mean, in saying that, yeah, we may as well jump into the playoffs and then some of this stuff will come up.
I guess, I guess only thing I want to say is that, like, that's more NBA related. I think it's just quite funny how they traded Kemba to get fucking Al Horford back.
Yeah, true. Kind of, I mean, not like I'm a fan of Kemba or anything, but kind of sucks to see his fall from like Grace, I guess.
Hey, Jinx.
And the fact that he like literally just got traded for like picks and like cash to free up money. He's like, his value is so low that he couldn't even get. I mean, yeah, Al Horford, I don't know how good he is these days, but yeah, that guy's old now, so
that's quite heavy for him, but I mean, it had to happen, I guess.
True. All right, let's jump into the playoffs then. So I honestly don't remember where we were when we last spoke. I think it was like a day before Game 7 of
Kawhi,
Clips and Mavs.
Yeah.
So obviously, since then they've progressed against the Jazz. I remember in the last one I spoke about how if they had to go up against the Jazz, I didn't think that they would actually progress.
Wait. Yeah, you
Clearly
did
I was
mention
wrong.
that. You did mention that because I remember my mate Tommy. Shout out to him. He actually did mention to me, you got to call out your co-host for fucking saying you got to be expected to be disappointed or something like that because Utah is gonna beat Clippers, mate. So I'm just saying, bro, you're gonna be eating your words up or what's going on here?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm happy to admit it. That's what I said. I said
Okay.
I thought that they wouldn't. I thought the Jazz would be able to beat the Clippers. So it's, I guess, even more of a shock that the series only went 6 games. And on top of that, the Kawhi injury. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if you saw that game where the injury happened.
What? Which one? The Kawhi one?
Yeah, the Kawhi one.
I didn't think I think I saw him. It happened, but I didn't realize it was because I remember he was sitting on the bench after, So I didn't think it was that serious though. I thought it was just like, he just chill for the game.
Yeah, I remember catching that game. I think it was game 4 or 5, and he went for a drive.
4.
Yeah, he went for a drive on the layup, and then he just stepped a bit awkwardly. And at first, everyone thought it was like he knocked knees with Ingles, and when you bash your knee, it actually fucking hurts. So, but then when they showed the replay, you could see that it was non-contact. And at first, he was like, he just walked it off, right? And he kept playing, and I was like,
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it seemed fine. But then it's those non-contact injuries that really fuck you up. And I think a day later or something, they were like, bam, he's out. ACL injury. It's not a complete tear, I don't think. So I don't think it's a 12-month recovery or whatever, 6 to 9 month recovery. But bang, out for the series. And then it kind of sucks to see. He was killing it. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Kawhi, watching him play was fucking amazing. Some of the games he went off, and it just sucks to see injuries fucking derail what could have been greatness in terms of basketball. Well, I mean, we still saw it.
We still saw greatness, bro. Yeah, we still saw. If anything, it birthed greatness is for his injury.
That's true.
Greatness in others, bro. That's what a true leader is about. What you know about that, LeBron?
True, but I mean, I'd love to see Kawhi help steer the ship and potentially get that another Finals MVP. But yeah, it wouldn't happen this year. So Yeah, it sucks to see that
It's
injury.
gonna have to be Terrence Mann.
Yeah,
Finals
shit.
MVP.
And then I mean, off the back of that, the Jazz going up 0-2, and then Clippers coming back with the I guess you could say reverse sweep and winning 4 games in a row.
Fuck crazy.
Game 5, let's just jump into Game 5 really quickly. I just remember that game. I think PG killed that game,
Yeah.
proving the haters wrong. 37 points, 16 rebounds, 5 assists. Even without Kawhi pushing, Utah to the limits at Utah as well, which is the tough part. And that game, Reggie Jackson, Marcus Morris Sr. killed it. Shout out to those guys. And then, Game 6. Do you want to touch on Game 6?
I want to talk about Game 5 real quick, man.
Go.
Basically, fucking Game 5. So, because just the day before, KD had one of those crazy fucking games. And I watched that entire game, right? It was a Game 5 for Bucks. Yeah, Game 5 for Bucks versus Nets. But Nets home and whatnot. Harden was playing obviously shit. Anyways, I watched that fucking game. And I was like, yeah, it's alright. It's a good game to watch. Obviously, I was going for the Bucks. But I felt it was just more so like Giannis was just being unclutch as fuck. And, everyone's just hyping it up. Oh, this is the greatest of all time fucking player for performance. I'm like, all right, bro, I don't think it was that good. But, I mean, it was good, but fuck out of here being the fucking best thing ever, right? Anyways, I watched this fucking Paul George game because as soon as I saw that news too, that Kawhi was out for the series, me and fucking everyone was just like, that's game. That's series. That's the end of it, right? And then, I wake up, I'm not even going to bother to watch the game. And then a surprise to me, like Clippers are up and shit like that. It seems like they're going to win fucking Game 5. So I jump on and stuff. And yeah, bro, I witnessed the rest of, Paul George, if anyone, having like, maybe even fucking better playoff performance game than fucking, what's his face? KD. Just more so in terms of like, no, like they were like the underdogs. Kawhi's gone. So everyone's thinking these kinds of like, that's fucked. It's gone, right? How much shit does Pandemic P get? PG 13% get, right? Over the years, and on top of that too, what's it called? It's an away game. Nets had it at home court, So, and this is like Utah, right? Utah's home, so this is like not an easy place to win, right? And these guys came out. No one's expecting, not even me, not even people, I mean the Clippers and stuff like that are expecting, right? And they take that fucking W, bro. So I thought that was a fucking amazing like performance. Like if out of all the game, okay, the thing is the Game 6 was really fucking good, but if I had to choose a Game 5 of Paul George versus the fucking KD game, I'm choosing the fucking Paul George game, bro. Just because that's like so much more like fucking, there's so much more like narrative behind it. But even with that, the commentators throughout it, I don't know. Obviously, LA Clippers is still like a somewhat big market team, right? But they're always just discrediting it. They're always just like, oh, nah, but it doesn't mean shit. Let's see how they are in Game 6 when, they're not expected, or nothing's expected, or, shit like that. They're always just trying to fucking find some excuse to, like, not give these motherfuckers their credit, right? But finally, Game 6, they had to kind of, shut the fuck up and, accept it. That these guys are the fucking GOAT. But, yeah, still, that's my 2 cents with that Game 5 game. It was fucking amazing. And obviously, Reggie Jackson, MVP, too.
Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. I think, for me, I understand what you're saying, but that KD game is still fucked. And the fact that, Kyrie was out, Harden played like absolute shit. And some of the shots he was fucking hitting when the Bucks were coming back were crazy.
Yeah, Jeff Green was a huge carry for that too.
Yeah, true. Jeff Green shouted as well, but we'll touch into that series a bit later. But it was just, to me, I think it was just crazy that they had literally GOAT performances like right after another.
Yeah.
But I completely agree, the stakes are so high for Paul George. He could have been memed so fucking hard if he just played shit. I think that's the best part. Like he's playing well all playoffs already, and with Kawhi out now, it was like his chance to step up. Be the man for the team, and he did it. He could have just played shit, and he would have just been blasted into meme territory for the next fucking 10 years. So yeah, huge performance from him, and yeah, 100%. That the supporting cast. Reggie Jackson has been fucking crazy this whole series, and the whole playoffs as well. And then guys like Terrence Mann and everything like that. So yeah, that's it for Game 5. Game 6, I think you watched most of this game, so
Bro.
you were fortunate enough to be blessed. I'll let you start with that.
It was amazing, man. Basically, so I was sitting right fucking here where I am right now. And then because it's Saturday today, the game was on like Saturday around lunchtime or so. Friday night, I'm getting fucking fucked up with my boys and shit, right? So, one of my mates was already over. He was working from home actually. He had work until 2. He's just working on his laptop, right? So he doesn't really ever watch NBA. And so I was like, yo, oi, like, there's this fucking game on, bro. I'm going to watch it. And I put it on from the first. It was like, okay, yeah, da-da-da. But basically, by the time I fucked off for a bit and came back, it was like a 25-point deficit. So I was already to him like, oh, bro, this is going to be a shit game. I think it's already over, da-da-da. But so while he was like fucking off doing some work and stuff in my room, I just was witnessing like the greatest fucking comeback of all time. Like, it's actually true. This was actually like the recorded great, like the biggest point comeback in playoffs history, right? So basically, yeah, watch these motherfuckers actually come back. Obviously, Terrence Mann already having a fucking game in the first quarter and whatnot. And, I just watched just like a fucking legendary performance. And then it was amazing, bro. What can I say? Like, I told my mate, bro, you're lucky. You're so lucky that, out of the NBA games to watch, you were able to watch this game. Because they actually completed the comeback, which is crazy. And yeah, they were able to fucking win the series. Even more crazy.
Yeah, and on top of that whole, the week full of great performances, Terrence Mann pulls up for game 6, 39 points. I think his career high was like 20-something before this. So it's crazy that he can do it on a game 6 against the first, against number 1 seed, the Jazz, in like a elimination game for the Jazz. So yeah, crazy game. I managed to catch the second half of it. Went back and rewatched that third quarter where they made a comeback because I missed most of it. But it was crazy, just the threes that they were pulling up. And really, Jazz had no answer. Donovan was trying to carry. He was shooting some crazy fucking shots as well, but in the end, just not enough. Clippers were just abusing Rudy Gobert. So I think the big thing coming out of this is that everyone's memeing Rudy for being, 3 times defensive player of the year. And yeah, he's getting abused both in the paint and on the threes. So
posted on by Reggie, not Reggie Jackson, sorry, Terrence Mann.
Yeah, Terrence Mann had a whole bunch of putback dunks on him. But both Reggie and Terrence were driving to the paint and finding a way to score on him, even on the layups, and then dragging him out to the 3-point line. He's just too slow to get out there, and then shooting threes in his face. So it's crazy. There's like this compilation that I saw on Reddit of like I think 16 threes that they shot in the second half to make the comeback, and I think at least 5, 6, 7, or 8 of them were on Rudy Gobert himself. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
But overall huge performances. Reggie Jackson saw this game. He was so quiet, and then in the third quarter as well, he just went off.
He just comes in when you need him, bro. Like to stop momentum from the other team. Fucking here's a bucket.
To Reggie, 100% Reggie's the X factor for them this season. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens going into the next series. Biggest shout out for Clippers here is that they had a drought of never making the conference finals for 50 years. So they've broken that. And unfortunately, that leaves only Charlotte and actually the Pelicans who have never made a conference finals. And I think we're at 19 years now.
Bro, that's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah. So for once, we hold a record now.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But I think we're tied with Charlotte. So it's a battle between us and them. Who knows who's going to be there first.
We're the only 2 virgins left on the fucking cutting board, eh?
And it's not even, the sad part is not even, well, it is also a virgin for getting a championship, but the fact that it's also just to make just the finals, just the conference finals makes it even fucking worse.
Yeah.
Honestly. But yeah, overall, that wraps up the series for the Clippers. Putting away the Jazz, the fake first seeds.
Because we're also going to give more shout outs, man. Like, even Pat Bev, he was fucking clutch as fuck, like, by the end of it. What's it called? Marcus Morris has always just been killing it this series too. He's been having a solid series. That's it. Like all the pieces, even Batum. Who else was there? Obviously Paul George, we've been saying. But the point, basically it wasn't just even like Terrence Mann and Paul George. It was like such a combined collective, like team effort. Like everyone was clutch. You know what I mean? It was crazy. Like it was amazing what I saw. What can I say? And then basically by the end of it, like I think it was like a minute or so to go, 10-point game or so. Ty Lue like was taking each player off one at a time so they could give him like a standing ovation. It's fucking sick, bro. Magical moments.
Yeah, actually, to add to that, which I forgot as well, I think a shout out goes to Ty Lue.
Yeah,
and I
true.
never actually rated him as a coach before this. But even last series and this series, his ability to make adjustments is 10 times better than what Doc did last year, where Doc kept trying to play Zubac at weird times, and then he'd played Montrezl Harrell way too many minutes, and he wouldn't want to make adjustments because there's potentially a bit of nepotism going on. Ty Lue's been killing it with the adjustments. So, first round against Mavericks when they went down 0-2, he pulled Pat Bev out of the lineup, started playing a bit more Rondo, playing Terrence Mann as well, getting that spark. And then in this series, he completely pulled out Rondo for the whole series pretty much. Has given Terrence Mann his chance to step up, obviously with the Kawhi injury coming out, kind of opening the path for that, and then bringing on Luke Kennard for times where you need that offensive spark. He's definitely found a way to adjust, and even in Game 6, right? They pretty much went small ball for the rest of the game, and Zubac hasn't been playing that many minutes because they just can't compete with Gobert. So really, in that Game 6, you've got 6 players who played 25 minutes or more, and then the other guys, really didn't play that much, particularly in this game. So shout out to him. His ability to make adjustments has been fucking crazy. And yeah, I actually I'm hoping Clippers go deeper, but
yeah, boy,
who knows? But yeah, anything else before we move on? We can talk about their matchup against the Suns, and obviously talk about the whole CP3 thing.
Yeah, sure. Just before we even get into that, just like a brief note, I do need to say it on the record, like in case you guys haven't realized yet, but these playoffs are just freaking amazing, right? Like every day, even with the injuries, it makes it even more exciting. It's just, oh shit, like one kind of news report, one kind of injury can just change a whole series, It's crazy. Like these, like I'm loving it. This is since I've been an NBA fan, right? So it hasn't even been since I've been properly following the NBA, right? So what? Let's say 4 years or so now, right? This is definitely the best playoffs I've seen.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. I mean, aside from that 2018, it's probably the most hype playoffs have had in a while. So, on top of the fact that any news can change things, I think it's also each team is kind of like an underdog in their own right, and none of them have really had that much success recently.
In terms of everyone that's still left,
yeah, and we're just not rinse and repeating the same finals matchups, or we're not just seeing the Lakers, or we're not just seeing back in the day. It used to be just the Cavs, Spurs, or the Warriors.
Yeah,
now it's actually teams who haven't won that many championships, potentially haven't even won championships at all, and now they're kind of getting their chance. So yeah, the fact that we got a lot of guys who've never played kind of conference finals. You got CP3, Clippers, trying to think of who's Atlanta making kind of their rise from trash teams in the past couple years to now potentially making a conference finals. Sorry, it's crazy. 100% agree with that.
Yeah, crazy playoffs. But let's talk about this crazy matchup that's got going on because Game 6 closes it out. It's not. Wait, is it tomorrow? No, it's Monday. I remember the time is Monday 6:30 or 5:30 a.m. for us. Game 1 versus Phoenix.
Fuck, they love the 5 a.m. games, eh?
It's because it's a Sunday for them, so that's why I think on their Sundays they make it their afternoons.
Yeah, so I should be able to catch. Actually, I should be able to catch most of that game.
Because you'll be awake.
I'll be awake by then. But I don't know what the current situation is with CP3 and how long he's out for.
Yeah.
But this should be an interesting matchup. I think, we all didn't really think Clippers could go that much further without Kawhi, but they're kind of showing that they can make up for it.
They're the man.
I think without CP3 in that Suns team, it'd be a super, super competitive series. But I think I'm gonna have to give this series to the Suns if CP3 is gonna be back for it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That team's on fire at the moment. They've had a bit of rest now, which I think definitely
too
much
rest. Too much rest.
I mean, you look at all the injuries that are happening. I don't really think too much rest in the playoffs is a bad thing.
Yeah, you don't know. That could cost you one game though.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? But if CP3 is playing, I think Clippers will have a lot of trouble defending not only him but also that kind of pick and roll that they play a lot with DeAndre Ayton. And D-Book's going to kill it. He's going to get his 20, 30 points. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting series. What are your thoughts on this?
All I'll say about that is, so basically, I'm still, right at that my Clippers, right? So basically, with that though, I even have more evidence to prove my point. Basically, I can't remember the exact number it was, but basically when people were trying to weigh out, okay, because Suns is already locked in because they swept Nuggets, of course. But when people were trying to weigh out, is it better for the Suns to verse Utah or Clippers? Basically, throughout the season, what's his race? Phoenix had actually won. Yeah, Phoenix had actually won, I think, like 3 games and like lost 1 game to Utah, something like that, right? And the Clippers games, it was different. It was like 2-1, like 2 wins. Like Clippers had won 2 times, and Phoenix had won 1 time. And I think all those times, like all the times that they won, I think just all those games in general, Kawhi was sitting for all those games. So that's what I say. Like even without Kawhi, and with like the momentum they're just coming out of right now from that freaking that performance of a lifetime this team has had, right? That's the thing. I think it's gonna be like red hot. Like Clippers are I reckon Clippers are gonna take it, man. Like because we also have to keep in mind what I was remembering as I was watching today's game, right? Like game 6. This team has had a lot of time throughout the series in which they were not playing with Kawhi, and they were killing it too without Kawhi. So this is still a red hot team, is what I'm saying. They could be even more red hot because they got a chip on their shoulder, So that's how I see it, and that's the thing. It was the greatest part about today's game, the game 6 too, was just all the boys are stepping up, and that's what you love to see, bro. It was amazing, bro. Yeah, but that's just more or less what I want to say in terms of like, don't be sleeping on these Clippers, man.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, look, I think for face value, obviously like roster wise and kind of star talent, you're losing your best player. I definitely give it the edge to the Suns, but overall, I could see them definitely making this a series. The Clippers won't go away, and I imagine Ty Lue will make adjustments where he needs to. So yeah, it'll be an interesting series. So so keen.
Yeah, I know, and it starts so soon, which is so crazy. Yeah, but speaking about another crazy freaking thing, right? Me and James is tomorrow from 10:30 a.m. the game, Bucks versus Nets, mate. Game 7. At Nets,
that's gonna be
at
crazy.
Nets home court. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see some big performances.
Yeah, I'm guessing you're obviously going for Bucks, yeah?
Yeah, going for Bucks. I just want to see Drew. I mean, Drew's been he hasn't been great this series. He's been a bit ass, but just want to see him fucking get some success.
He's done what he has had to do, like during the times where it's needed, so you can't complain.
Yeah, true. And he's not stepping up to be like that second guy when he needs to be, that second kind of guy to Giannis. And that's definitely fallen on Chris Middleton, and he's needed to kind of step up. But
yeah,
definitely want to see the Bucks get the win. Don't know what the situation. I think Harden's playing, KD's playing. I know Kyrie's still out.
Yeah.
Don't think they want to risk him. But yeah, it's gonna be a fucking crazy game. We're gonna see massive performances for sure. I think it's gonna come down to who's unclutch. I think we saw that example when that was a game 5 where KD went off, and I remember the Bucks had like the chance to tie it up, and then like they went for like a fast break, and then like Giannis just straight up like dropped the ball.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna come down to those little moments of being unclutch as fuck, and who's gonna take it.
You say that, I reckon it all depends on if Joe Harris wants to make the threes or not.
Yeah, true.
Because if he feels like making threes, that's game, bro. You can't do shit about it. Or you could even say Jeff Green, but just for more shits and gigs, it's Joe Harris is the only person.
Yeah, but I think you're right though. I think Harris has been a bit cold. But yeah, I mean it's crazy to see Jeff Green put up like 27 points or some shit. Like the guy's jumped from team to team. He's been on so many fucking teams, but he always manages to find a way to play his role perfectly. But
hustler. Crazy
for him to go off and hit an insane amount of threes and bury the Bucks in that game. But yeah, definitely interesting series. Again, another series that looked like it was going to go Brooklyn's way, and then we had the whole Kyrie injury, and that just completely kind of changed. I mean, Bucks were already building momentum coming back to that, but it kind of changes the script a bit, and it looks like it can go either way tomorrow. So pretty excited to see what happens.
Yeah, fuck, man. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like when we wake up, we're gonna see I just watched a fucking crazy game today. I probably watched a crazy game like just a couple of days before that. another one the day before that. You know, so tomorrow we got another crazy game coming up. Like, I love these fucking playoffs.
You're blessed, mate. Blessed to just be able to sit down and watch some fucking basketball.
That's true. It's true.
Cool. Do you want to even touch on the Atlanta Philly series? I've watched a bit of it. I watched a bit of the game today. It's a bit of a shit fest. There's a lot of fouling going on, and there was a bunch of hacker Ben Simmons going on because the guy can't hit a fucking single free throw. But really, just not interested. It's pretty boring. Don't really care for Joel Embiid or Trae Young. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm the same kind of boat. I mean, that's great if Atlanta wants to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's great because I'm just always trying to shit on Philly, so it just gives me another reason to fucking shit on them. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do, guys? You guys really gonna take to Game 7 by fucking Atlanta Hawks? Like, you guys had the easiest fucking path to the Eastern Conference Finals, right? We got fucking my poor boy Drew out here trying to fucking handle the fucking Nets, bro, in Game 7. And what the fuck are these fucking noobs? You can't even finish off Hawks, bro. Like, every year, right? It's all about trust the process, bro. Trust the process, bro. We're gonna be champions, bro. We got champion aspirations, bro. The fuck, bro? You got nothing to show for it, bro. That's what I say. Like, it's just like you can't even fucking do this right. You know, the easiest fucking path to the Eastern Conference Finals. You can't even all I say is that if they make it, they make it. Whatever. Okay. Either way, whoever makes it from Atlanta or Sixers, it's irrelevant, really.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the Nets coming out, I mean, even if it's the Bucks coming out, I think whoever's in that bracket's going to make it out into the finals anyway. Yeah, it'll be interesting. We're seeing the Jazz get memes a lot for being the fake 1 seed, but we'll find out on Monday, I think it is, whether the Philly are the next or also the Eastern Conference, fake 1 seed. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
I was gonna say
definitely,
last thing you're talking about that fake 1 seeds. I need to pay like a huge shout out to like Donovan Mitchell though, right? Because at the end of today's game 6, you could obviously tell he's been putting his fucking like heart and soul into the fucking game and shit, bro. Like he was obviously getting like emotional that they're getting eliminated and whatnot. This is the end of their season, and that's the thing. Utah has had a fucking season this season, right? Like, who would have expected these guys would be consistently like they were the best in the entire league, right? Their record.
Yeah, 52-20.
Yeah, because there was a time in which New Orleans Pelicans were somewhat at least competitive with Utah, right? We would have some close games, yeah. Nowadays, they've just like taken that extra fucking step or so. Like everyone's just kind of like switched on and advanced. Talking about Utah though, the Tommy guy, he just wanted to say something about like the Joe Ingles is some kind of like is a fraudulent Australian athlete or something like that.
Why is that?
I guess just because his lack of performance.
Trash.
Yeah, I guess it's just trash. That's why.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But yeah, no, 100%. I agree what you mean about Donovan. I think obviously we're going on a bit of a tangent here, but I have seen a bunch of people talk about how this is like their window of opportunity. So like this was like the year because they'd been, like you said, they'd been so good this fucking season. Yeah. They were just better than every other team. And they had figured out the right way, the best way of playing defense while also hitting threes. They were hitting threes like crazy. They were hitting like 23s a game or some shit in the regular season. So they were just dominating. Obviously, the injuries suck. Mike Conley getting injured towards the end of the season. And then obviously Donovan also kind of getting injured towards the end of the regular season. Him kind of resting did hurt their record. But yeah, that Conley injury happening around that playoffs time and obviously him not coming back until today's game, huge fucking blow for them. So who knows now what they do. The window is looking smaller and smaller. They paid Rudy Gobert 200 mil for the next 4 or 5 years, only to get fucking wrecked every single playoffs. Yeah, who knows what's going to happen. It'll be interesting this offseason if they make any moves. Questions around potentially whether they keep on Quinn Snyder or not. Who knows? But yeah.
Yeah, man, I was going to say with that, right? Like, because it was even great that I had a couple of mates over that were watching the game with me who didn't watch basketball, but it was great that at the end of the game you could see the whole team, the whole coaching staff and everyone from both sides just paying respects. You know what I mean? Like everyone's just kind of like, yo, like hugging, sharing kind words, exchanging. Like everyone's been cool with each other, right? Like good sportsmen, right? And so for my boys that are watching it, it's like a very nice example of like what this game is about. You know what I mean? Like people, at the end of the day, it's just like all respect. Like, you know, there's no real losers here. You know what I mean? Everyone's fucking won. Like that's what I'm trying to say about Donovan Mitchell, bro. Sure, he may have been eliminated or something, but he didn't take no fucking L in my eyes, if that makes sense. Like Donovan Mitchell's even more the fucking man from after this series.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think everyone's got mad respect for him. You just saw what he did last year as well against Denver, where him and Jamal Murray were going for like 50-point games after one another. It was fucking insane. Not really a guy. Donovan's not really a guy who kind of excels in the regular season. He doesn't pop off as hard. He still, you know, averages his 20 points or whatever, but he really turns it up when it comes to the playoffs. So he just has that playoff hunger, that killer mentality. You know, it's a shame that his team were ass half the time. So that's what it is. And, you know, whether Rudy Gobert sticks around, who fucking knows? But yeah, I mean, that pretty much sums up most of the things. I just wanted to say really quickly on the topic of potential coaches and, you know, coaches being let go and the fact that Pelicans need a coach. I'm just saying, David Griffin, there's a few coaches out there, mate. You know, Rick Carlisle's left part ways with the Mavs. There's potential coaches. I don't know what's going to happen with Quinn Snyder, but who knows, man? You know, I hope David Griffin's eyeing out some fucking coaches who've coached playoff teams because, you know, right now I feel like we need that bit of experience. Who knows if we bring up a fresh talent, if they can kind of take the reins on this team. But that's just my final 2 cents on that. But I imagine David Griffin. I hope David Griffin knows what he's doing. Otherwise, we might have to just drop like a 30-minute video roasting him for his decisions.
Yeah. Or and apart from that, though, whenever there are rumors coming out about who's the next coach going to be, or when it's even, I guess, made official. Right. I was saying to James earlier, that'll just give us another window of opportunity to, you know, drop a quick 10-minute discussion video or something like that on you guys on YouTube and stuff like that. So make sure you guys are following us on YouTube, because we don't only make these podcast episodes, but we have little bite-sized pieces for you low IQ people too that have like no attention.
Yeah, and we've seen they've gone pretty well in the past. We did a few for Doc Rivers. It'll be interesting to actually go back and listen to what we thought about Stan. I might do that after this.
I'm
actually
going to be embarrassed, bro. I don't want to.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Because I was trying to say to James earlier too. I was like, both of those videos, the Doc Rivers video we had and the Stan one, both of them were just being generally very, very supportive, because it's just more, and before being like, yeah, bro, trust in Dave Griffin, yeah,
yeah. I was gonna say optimistic.
Yeah.
So naive.
But at the same time, naive, yes, but at the same time too, me and you we can't blame. We were just like, let's just get rid of the fucking album. Just get rid of the fucking album. Now the same thing is just more for like Eric Bledsoe. Just get rid of fucking Eric Bledsoe. I didn't give a shit what happens.
Yeah, I think that was definitely 3 to 4, 5 years of pent up anger of us just wanting to get rid of the fuck of Alvin. And when it finally happened, it was like a release of joy and optimism and hope and happiness. So,
but unfortunately, this season probably maybe went worse than fucking Alvin.
Yeah, fucking oath, eh? Oh fuck, the life of a Pelicans fan. If you're a Pels fan, you're still listening, you completely understand where we're coming from. You know, we're fucking depressed, miserable cunts. But that's what Pelbros are here for. So
true that. Speaking some truth.
But yeah, I think that wraps up everything. Any final words? Otherwise, you know, shout out to everyone who's listened, stuck with us. But yeah, we'll be dropping some more content soon, so definitely check us out.
No, I guess just, you know, it's been a hectic playoffs. Probably the best playoffs I've watched, you know, as I've been up to date with NBA. So what can I say, bro? It's like a good time to be a basketball fan in general, bro. It's fucking sick. Yeah, and just don't listen to the fake news that's going to be coming out when it comes to Zion and Pelicans, stuff like that. Unless it's on paper, like fully 100% happening, and not this rumors, gossip bullshit. Like what the hell? What's up with the NBA like crowd? Why are we such like gossip girls? You know what I mean? Like everyone's like, oh my god, like rumors is this, that. Oh my god, he's angry about that. Like, what the fuck? When did we become such a bunch of fucking girls, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I feel as if this is a very specifically NBA problem. Like, there's so much like just gossip. Like everyone's like, oh my god, rumors. Oh my god, this, bro. What the fuck?
No, I feel like sports in general has degenerated into that. I know it happens a bit.
Degenerated is a perfect way to see
in rugby league over here, but the one, I mean, just really quickly before we kind of switch off, the one call I did want to make is around that whole gossip thing. I do hate when they have those posts and shit, and it's like X player has unfollowed ex-player or
yeah.
whatever.
Oh my
It's like,
god.
bro,
Yeah.
bro, it's fucking Instagram followers, bro. Shut the
Oh
fuck
my
up,
God,
bro.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah. That shit's
and,
so sad. Yeah.
and they blow up articles about it and shit,
Yeah.
and like,
TMZ, TMZ. Oh my
yeah.
god.
It's like now there's beef between these players, or like
Oh my god.
ex-player has followed another player, which means they're gonna get traded there. It's
Yeah.
like fucking. All right, calm down. Who the fuck is looking at someone's profile and then going through their followers to check who's still following and who's not? Like, come on.
It's actually
do
the
something better
saddest
with your
shit.
life.
It's actually the saddest shit.
Do something better with your life.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, people, but the thing is, it's only been given to us because people want that shit. People are craving that shit. They need the hit of NBA gossip, NBA fucking rumors, NBA this. Bro, it's like, what the hell? Like, okay, my kind of thing with it is that, like, it's cool to an extent, but don't be like investing your whole fucking life into like NBA conspiracy theories, NBA fucking, trade rumors, NBA trade machine, fucking bro. Like, what the fuck? Don't you have fucking better things to do? Like, make some fucking money. Like, if you're like betting on NBA and this doing all that kind of like helps you to make money from NBA, then fucking by all means. But like, my kind of thing is that, like, why the fuck are you guys using your time on this shit like that? Like, for me, the NBA news I care about is more be like, okay, what's gonna fucking make me fucking like money? You know what I mean? How can I win with my Pels this season? And yeah, this season with the Pels, I had a fucking a hectic season, my best season yet. So, ending on that note, I'm looking forward to the off season, the moves we make, and next season coming up. We still got those young guns who are itching. If anything, we've got plenty of rest now because we're like we didn't go to the bubble and all that kind of shit. We've got plenty of rest. So let's get it, boy.
Spitting facts right there. Some wise words there from Ryan, your Pelbros. Yeah, let's leave it on that, eh? Let's leave it on that note.
Yeah, so when we next tune in, me and you, it'll probably be Clippers and Bucks finals, right?
Yeah, shit. That'll be... Bro, we got to do some live... fucking, we got to watch that shit live, eh? Potentially record some content around that.
Some shit. Yeah, that could work out.
That'll be sick. All right. Yeah, thanks for listening if you're still sticking around, but let's leave it at that and we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.